Hey guys, another quick video on this Jeep. This is a 1980 Cherokee Chief or Wagoneer, whatever. You know, most of y'all are going to know what a Wagoneer is. This is a Cherokee Chief. I'm not a Jeep guy. I hadn't ever really heard of a Cherokee Chief. It's a two-door, which is really cool. Most of your Wagoneers are four doors, but some of y'all missed some of my other videos. This is a buddies of mine that I'm doing this for, and he bought this Jeep, and it's in really good shape for an 80 model Jeep. This thing is in really good shape. So it had a 360 in it. He had some carburetor issues. He took it to a guy. The guy didn't really know what he was doing. He convinced him to put a aftermarket fuel injection setup on the 360 and kind of screwed him on it. Again, he didn't know what he was doing. He had a fuel injection setup with a 60 PSI pump, and this was kind of a throttle body setup, which probably didn't need, you know, 12 to 15 pounds. I don't really know. I haven't looked at the fuel injection setup he used. I'm just guessing. But anyway, I think this is a 58 or 60 PSI pump, and he didn't run a return line to this pump. So anyway, it was just flooding the thing out. He couldn't drive it. He couldn't enjoy it. And you can kind of see just the gobbed up mess this dude created out of that factory sending unit. So that was his issue. We could have fixed what he had with the 360. We could have just put him a return line on it and a regulator and fixed his problems with the original motor. So anyway, I've been here where he's at. You get aggravated, you get tired of dealing with stuff. So that's why you see this 5.3 sitting in this thing. This is a pretty low mile 5.3 out of a 06 Tahoe. Like I said earlier, we've about got it done. We just had some kind of buttoning down, tidying things up. It's got Dakota digital gauges in it. You can see the box here. The drive-by-wire module is under this console, right under here. The computer under the passenger side seat. So it's been a lot of work. It's been kind of a learning process with me. I've not ever dealt with a Jeep, especially a Cherokee Chief. So anyway, here's another issue we've ran into. This is the fuel tank. Now this is the original fuel tank. This is a fuel tank off of a 97 up Blazer, which is a long tank. I was thinking those Blazers had kind of the square type tank instead of the coffin type tank. Now you can see this tank is fairly close, but it's 100 miles away at the same time. So we're going to try to use this tank. I feel better about it because we can use kind of these quick connects up here on the sending unit. Now I'm going to take this sending unit out. This came off of a rollover. So I don't know how long this Blazer has set. Hopefully we can make that sending unit work and use his pump. Now he's ordered a tank off of a 91 Blazer from Summit and another sending unit. One way or another, we're going to make a tank work. So I'm running into issues with this. That's kind of what you get into with these Jeeps. This is not something that a lot of people do. Now they make a tank specifically for this Jeep with the fuel pump and everything for the LS swap, but there's only one person that makes that tank, so it's extremely expensive. This guy that owns the Jeep, he's got money. He's not worried about money, but who wants to spend stupid money on a tank? So we're going to try to make something else work here. I think this is probably our best bet. If I can make these straps work somehow, I'm going to have to move them over. If I can move this one over and somehow move this one over, I don't know. We're going to try to make this work, but that's kind of where I'm at right now, just trying to figure out a fuel tank. If any of you guys have done a swap on one of these Jeeps, let me know what you used. Some people, I've kind of glanced around, some people have used K5 Blazer tanks. Some people have used S10 Blazer tanks. I've seen a couple guys talking about this newer model Blazer tank, and this is supposed to be 21 gallons or something. I don't know. So anyway, this is where the learning curve is, trying to figure out what fuel tank to use, trying to get his fuel pump hooked up so he's not going to have any issues. He's going to be taking this thing on trips with his family. I don't want him to have any problems. So, you know, if this was a Chevrolet truck, car, any kind of GM product really, even Fords, you know, there's tons of stuff out there for LS swapping, Mustangs, Ford trucks, whatever. You know, you can type in LS swap, Ford, Mustang, Ford, whatever. And typically something's gonna pop up. Fuel tanks, pumps, mounts, cross members, whatever. And that's always been kind of my argument with these Ford boys. No disrespect, but you know, try typing in 4.6 modular swap Camaro. You're not going to find nothing. It doesn't exist because no one does that. I had my dark days where I was fooling with an 03 Cobra, which is they call them Terminator cars. I just had the one, and of course I had engine problems. I had burnt valves in the head, so I had to pull the motor. And I kind of started researching, kind of learning things. Now, it was sort of fun, and the car was fast. You know, I'm not going to try to beat on it. It was an extremely strong car. It would run. There was a lot of different little things you could do. This, of course, like I said, it was an 03 Cobra. I think I ended up putting cams out of a 98 Cobra. They gave it a little more power. There were different heads you could use, 9-thread, 4 threads, different intakes. You know, so I could kind of see the fun in it. But for good, cheap, reliable, dependable power, LS is the way to go. I mean, like I said, pull up LS swap Mustang and modular swap Camaro and you know, see which one pops up first. I promise you it's going to be the LS swap stuff. But this Jeep, there's just not a lot of stuff out there. So, got to figure out a fuel tank, get the fuel system plumbed in, and then we got to figure out radiator hoses. That's my main two issues right now: radiator hoses and a fuel tank, and then just tidying things up. You know, if we had fuel to this thing right now and an air intake with the mass airflow, this dude should start up and move. So we're awfully close. Hope and pray everything goes good. I'm ready to get this thing done, get it back to him, get it out of my way. Then I believe we're fixing to start on the orange 1970 model Chevrolet truck, which belongs to a good friend of mine, Waylon. He's a good friend of Tim Dixon's. He actually does a little work for him, and Primer's Best. So I think we're fixing to put a 6.0 in that truck, which is not really simple. It's a lot easier than this thing. There's a lot more options out there as far as gas tanks and pumps and mounts and stuff. So shouldn't be near the trouble this thing is. So anyway, like I said, if any of y'all got any advice, I guess, on the fuel tank for a Jeep Wagoneer, Jeep Cherokee Chief, whatever, let me know what you used. Let me know about the sending unit. But I believe I'm on the right track here. I think this is the way I want to go. But we'll see tomorrow. I had a visitor today, so I didn't really get to fool with this much. But I'm going to get back on this tomorrow, try to make this work. I'm really digging this right now. Instead of, you know, taking the spare tire down, putting the square tank back here, and then trying to plumb in the filler hose and all that stuff, I think this would be the easiest route. Let me know what y'all think. Again, as always, I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll catch you on the next one. See you later.